we are careful not to listen to music and not to eat meat in the 9 days to remember a Churban of 2,000 years ago. Our kids remember that Churban of their lives every single day. The 9 days is nothing special for them. All the time they're in pain. Since the Holocaust, there hasn't been Jews that were in so much pain. And they're in terrible pain. Many of them are suicidal and they want to die. They're lost, they're confused, they're depressed, they're anxious. We don't have to worry about their 9 days. They have the 9 months. They have, unfortunately, sometimes 9 years of pain and Tisha B'Av. I want to tell you a story, a true story. All my stories are true. Every year, Pesach, when I had Home Sweet Home, so most of the years, the Home Sweet Home boys would be at my Seder. And I would go ahead and I would have some, Seder stuff with them. And when it came to Maror, I would skip them. And I would tell them, you had enough Maror in your life. What a powerful lesson that they saw that I understood how much extra Maror they had in their life. And also, by the way, it just makes them laugh and say, no, I want it. And they take like 6 kseis and they like the whole burning and making the thing. That's their fun. I said, but it didn't come from me. You don't need Maror. They don't need Tisha B'Av. They don't need 9 days. They're dealing with Churban every day. It's very, very sad. You have to understand that most of them are broken by Jewish people. Most of them are broken by us. And if that's not the Churban Beis HaMikdash, I don't know what is. If the Beis HaMikdash would be here, they wouldn't have gotten molested. They wouldn't have gotten abused. They wouldn't have gotten rejected. They wouldn't have learning disabilities. They wouldn't have problems. They wouldn't have challenges. They wouldn't have anything. It would be tikkun olam. But we didn't build the Beis HaMikdash. And any dar that it's not built, it means that ki'ilu nachrav. We didn't fix the sinas chinam yet. And we perpetuate sinas chinam by looking down at the very victims of Churban. We look down at them a whole year. Oh, he's not wearing a yarmulke. Oh, she dresses like this. Why? Why are they dressed this way? Why? Because they choose bad? Because they really have such a great life choosing bad? Because they have a better life? They gave up on Yiddishkeit? They didn't give up on Yiddishkeit. They gave up on life. They're not dropouts. They were pushouts by hurt. Most of the time by frum people. Ba'onis, b'ratzain, b'shoigig, b'mezi, but that's their story. I was once sitting around with the Home Sweet Home boys together, and they said, oh, he's going to a neighborhood. It was a Goyish neighborhood. I said, be careful. They said, why? I said, well, it's a Goyish neighborhood. So they said, why? So what? I said, oh, it's dangerous. And they said, I never got hurt from a guy. My entire life was destroyed only by Jews. By accident, on purpose, if we all were the Baal Shem Tov, if we were all the Chazon Ish, if we were all Ois Garbet in our own midas, kids wouldn't get hurt even by accident. But I'm not here to blame. I'm not here to say that Klal Yisrael is bad. I'm here to say a reality that the victim of Churban should not be looked down upon, creating more sinas chinam. The victim of Churban, yes. You know who said that? The Stechina Rebbe Shlita said that in the name of his 3 Rebbes. The Manchester Rosh Hashiva, the Reb Hershel Spinka, and the 3rd one was, I don't remember right now, big tzaddikim, that any of these kids that are living in a life where the Nisyonis are not making them grow, they're breaking them. It's beyond human capacity to handle this. The depression, the dysfunction, all of that pain. It's a carbon tzibur. They're getting hurt because of us. They're taking the bullet for us. And then we look down at them. And we perpetuate the sinas chinam. If we had true ahavas chinam, if we had true ahavas Yisrael, like we're supposed to have, like the Rebbe taught us, like the Mussar Sfarim teach us, then we wouldn't look down at these Jews. We would say, have done as kol adam l'kav schus. Says the Sfas Emes, it should say, have done kol adam l'kav schus. Judge every person l'kav schus. What is have done es kol ha'adam? What does it mean? Says the Sfas Emes, never judge anybody. But if you're going to judge, judge as kol ha'adam. The ganze mensch. Everything that happened from that bris, from that kiddush until now, and you'll see it'll be l'kav schus. If you went through what she went through, you would be worse than her. That's how you're mechuyev to feel. And you look down at her? I look up at her. I look up at these kids like we heard before. They're going to be mekadosh shem shemayim in ways that we cannot do it, because it's only when we're in shol tachtis and the yid, the neshama, doesn't give up and jumps up like a flame and puts on tefillin like we just heard, does a mitzvah, does a chesed like we just heard. It's unbelievable. So we have to work on ourselves. Nesiv Shalom says so beautiful. I saw this. I was mamish. What a gedank. He says, Mussar Sfarim and Chasidus is not for Yenim. It's for yourself. It's not for somebody else. It's for yourself. We learn Mussar, we get so holy, and we look down on other people. We learn Chasidus, and we feel so heilig and Kedusha and Tahara, and we look down on other people. Mussar and Chasidus isn't to put those expectations on other people. How come they're so far away from Hashem? How come they sin? How come they're this? Oh, I can't look at you. I can't make a bracha in front of you. Who needs your stupid bracha? Egomaniac. God needs your bracha? Understand what's happening here. These are our children who are broken from people. It's Churban. You're in the Lodz ghetto, you're in the Warsaw ghetto, and you have your family outside eating upstairs in the apartment, and you have a few pieces of bread, and on the way up you see a girl, her parents are killed, her clothing is tattered. She says, can I have some food? I'd love to, but you're not tznius. You're a Reitzeach. I had a phone call from parents, and they told me, they weren't by me. Just want to tell you, because my parents would never say this. And not because we don't care about halacha, we care very much about halacha. We're so makbid on halacha, on atzolos nefashis, and on kiddush shem shemayim, and on all the halachas as well. They called me up. Here's the following problem. They have a big family. There's a Chanukah Masiba with about 100 people, uncles, aunts, cousins. And some of the uncles said, you can't invite this girl because she's off the derech. She's not going to come tzniistic. What's the problem? If she's there, not tzniistic, we can't make a bracha. So we got on the phone with their das Torah. I don't usually do this, but I knew them, whatever. So Shmuel Kamenetsky Shlita, my Rosh Hashiva, was on the phone. So I said, Rosh Hashiva, I just have a question. They have a girl here who's lost. We know what it is. We know it's pain. We know somebody hurt her. And it's an opportunity to be Makarav, like the Zohar HaKadosh says, we have a chiyuv. And then we have what the Shiva said. He told me, it's a lav to ignore your, and we have a great opportunity to embrace her. And they're giving all of that up because they can't make a bracha. Why do they have to eat? He started laughing. I said, you need to make a bracha? Don't eat. Who needs your stupid bracha? Someone's dying outside on the street and you can revive them because we can get these people back. And you say, oh, I have to have my falafel sandwich. I'll tell you a story, a true story. All my stories are true. When I had Home Sweet Home Boys, the rule was no alcohol. You can ask me questions. I'll answer you later why it worked and all of that. But I had a big problem. I sent them for Shabbos to people. And this guy tells me I can't have them. I can't have them over for Shabbos. Why? I only make Kiddush on Van. I only make Kiddush on wine. I can't make Kiddush on grape juice, and I don't like to use Mavoshel. So you give up on Achnasas Archim, Atzolos Nefashis, investing in a kid that these kids, are not, most of them are today from, and being a part of that, and all the mitzvahs in the Torah and all the Zohar, you give up on everything because you need to make Mehuder Dika Kiddush. It's not Mehuder to have a Kiddush with Hashem's children that you're saving from the abyss, who could be dead, that's not mahudr enough for you. He didn't want to have them. He didn't want to give up on his Kiddush. But the Kruller Rebbe, Zolzain Gezin Shlita, the son of Reb Hershel Lispinka, very religious guy, he had them over. And he made Kiddush on grape juice. And he told me it's the first time in 50 years that I didn't make Kiddush on wine. And I said I didn't even think about it. As soon as you told me that it's not good for them to have wine, done. Where's our priorities? The father was crying to me. He says to me as follows: I'm frum. I'm Hasidish, which is more than frum, And I love Hashem. And I love Shabbos. And you know what I love doing by the Shabbos meal? What I'm supposed to do. I say Divrei Torah with my kids. I sing Zmiris. I get connected to the Rebbeinu Shalom. I do it right. I really connect to Hashem. I sing Ka'ech Soif. I'm der Heuben for the whole week. This is my medicine, my vitamins. This is what my Shabbos is. And you know what happened this past Shabbos? I was home alone. Our Kip was there. And she invited 3 friends. And they invited 3 boyfriends. And all of a sudden, I was here at the table with 6 or 7 or 8 of these Mechalale Shabbos B'Fahesia kids who know yarmulkes, know tznius, at my table, talking about shtusim, havolim, and all the worst things in the world. He said, I'm crying. You know what I told him? It says in the Sfarim HaKadoshim that we have to say only holy things at the Shabbos table, because the Shabbos table is a mizbeach. Your Shabbos table was really a mizbeach. You know what you sacrificed? Yourself. You didn't kill your child Yitzchak. Avram Avinu did Akedas Yitzchak. You did Akedas yourself. You sacrificed your pleasure, your ruchniistic pleasure, your ego pleasure, your nefesh pleasure. You sacrificed yourself on a mizbeach. Why? Because you want to help save these lost souls who are confused, and you will save them, and you'll walk them all down the chuppah. We're going to get back, Be'ezus Hashem, every single kid, if we just listen to the Baal Shem Tov's medicine and the Chazon Ish, and we stopped with all the cheshbonos. We have to save these kids. We're in a Holocaust. We are in an emotional Holocaust. And I don't think there's any more beautiful sacrifice. I don't think there's any more beautiful mizbeach that we little people can do for Hashem, but to say we are willing to sacrifice for your children. The Beis Yisrael of Ger sacrificed Mincha and Nila to shmuz with Mechal Shabbos, Mechal Yom Kippur, to try to get him back. Rabbi Aaron Kotler sacrificed his Nila to shmuz with a Mechal Shabbos and Mechal Yom Kippur in order to try to get him back. And we have to learn how to sacrifice even what we think is our ruchnius in order to save our kids.